Hello and welcome back to Travel in Chinese. I'm Mark Rosewell, also known as Dashan. In a previous lesson, Xiaojie had twisted her ankle while visiting the Fragrant Hills. While that's unfortunate, it did give us a chance to practice our language skills in handling medical emergencies. Of course, in a medical emergency, the best thing to do is to get professional medical advice at a hospital as quickly as possible. You see, Xuemei, Xiaojie's mother, is also having a little bit of trouble lately. It seems that she's come down with some sort of infection. Well, let's see what happens when her cousin-in-law takes Xuemei to the hospital this time. Take a look at today's dialogue.
哎，好，谢谢，再见。您好，
我们想挂个内科号，请问是在您这儿挂吗？
我们这儿不需要挂号，请问您是第一次来这儿吗？是的。好，新病人需要注册一下，麻烦您提一下表格。谢谢，好，谢谢。您看的是内科，内科在对面那个楼2层。
哦，好的，谢谢。好。
你好，你好，请问您哪不舒服？
我一直咳嗽。
发烧吗？如果发烧，需要先试表量量体温。
不发烧，我自己在家里刚量过。
啊，那您稍等一下，我看医生有没有时间。
今天病人挺多的，不过好在诊室多，要不然不知道得等到什么时候呢。
徐梅，到你了。
谢谢。
那我在这儿等你。
好，请跟我来。
大夫您好。
你好。怎么了？怎么不舒服？
咳嗽。
咳几天了
？1个多星期了，而且一咳起来就止不住。
那你先去做个透视。
好，谢谢。大夫让我去透视。
那得先交钱才行。走吧，我陪你一块儿去。
大夫，这是透视的结果，您给看看。
好。不要紧，没什么太大问题。请坐，我给你检查一下。
好，谢谢。
您觉得嗓子怎么样？
嗓子不舒服，不光是发痒，而且很疼。
来，张开嘴让我看看。嗓子红了。 发炎了，我给你开点药吧，你先吃几天看看，不好的话再打针。
但医院吃了药就好了，我实在害怕打针。
有没有过敏的药物？
没有。
我给你开3种药，这个药1天3次，1次1片，另外2种都是1天2次，饭后服用。
谢谢大夫。
回去以后还要注意保暖，多喝水。
好，谢谢您。
Okay, now let's go over the dialogue part by part. Well, Xuemei hasn't been feeling well, so her cousin-in-law takes her to the hospital. 挂号 is to register at the hospital. 我挂一个内科. I'd like to register for internal medicine. 内科 refers to medical treatment other than surgery, for instance, treating with medicines. She's not sure what the problem is, but she's been coughing, 咳嗽, 不发烧, a cough, no fever. If you suspect you have a fever, you should 试表, use a thermometer, 量量体温, check your body temperature.
您好，我们想挂个内科号，请问是在您这儿挂吗？
我们这儿不需要挂号，请问您是第一次来这儿吗？是的。好，新病人需要注册一下，麻烦您提一下表格。谢谢，好，谢谢。您看的是内科，内科在对面那个楼2层。
哦，好的，谢谢。好。
你好，你好，请问您哪不舒服？
我一直咳嗽。
发烧吗？如果发烧，需要先试表量量体温。
不发烧，我自己在家里刚量过。
啊，那您稍等一下，我看医生有没有时间。
There are a lot of people waiting, but a lot of examination rooms, 诊室 open as well. 要不然不知道得等到什么时候呢？ Otherwise, who knows how long we would have to wait. With the n ending in this sentence, 不知道 is more like who knows than I don't know. Xue Mei tells the doctor that she's been coughing for more than a week now. 咳起来就止不住. Once I start coughing, I can't stop. 止咳嗽 is to stop coughing. 止不住 to not be able to stop coughing.
今天病人挺多的，不过好在诊室多，要不然不知道得等到什么时候呢。
雪梅，到你了。
谢谢
啊。
那我在这儿等你。
好，谢谢。你跟我来。
大夫您好。
你好。怎么了？怎么不舒服？
咳嗽。
咳几天了
？1个多星期了，而且一咳起来就止不住。
那你先去做个透视。
好，谢谢。
大夫让我去透视 says Xue Mei. The doctor asked or told me to have an X-ray. 透视 literally means to see through. This is a term for an X-ray, which is called literally X 光. 让 means to allow, but here it's used in the sense to tell or to ask somebody to do something. Of course, 得先交钱才行. You have to pay first.
大夫让我去透视。
那得先交钱才行。走吧，我陪你一块儿去。
嗓子红了，发炎了. Her throat is red. It's infected. The doctor says, 我给你开点药吧. I'll write a prescription for you. 开药 is to write a prescription. 你吃几天看看，不好的话再打针. Take the medicine for a few days and see. If it's not better, we'll give you a needle. Xue Mei hopes that the medicine works. 我实在害怕打针. I'm really afraid of having a needle. 实在 is really, in reality. Here it's just used for emphasis. To get better, Xue Mei has to 注意保暖, take care to keep warm, and 多喝水, drink lots of water. Okay, let's go back over that part again.
嗓子红了，发炎了，我给你开点药吧。你先吃几天看看，不好的话再打针。
但医院吃了药就好了，我实在害怕打针。
有没有过敏的药物？
没有。
我给你开3种药，这个药1天3次，1次1片，另外2种都是1天2次，饭后服用。
谢谢大夫。
回去以后还要注意保暖，多喝水。
好，谢谢您。
Now let's take a tea break and talk about some of the background issues behind today's dialogue. Hospitals in major cities in China are quite modern. Many of the larger hospitals will have special reception areas for foreign nationals where you can receive priority treatment, but at a higher cost. There are also private hospitals that have been set up by foreign investors in cities like Beijing and Shanghai. These offer the most modern treatment, often with foreign doctors and nurses, but these clinics and hospitals are also by far the most expensive option. Chinese hospitals are organized into departments or 科. For example, pediatrics is 儿科, gynecology is 妇科. But you'll also find departments called 内科 and 外科. Well, 外科 is basically surgery or any treatment for injury, deformity, or disease by manual or instrumental means. 内科 is the opposite, the treatment of disease by internal means, like taking medicines. When visiting a Chinese hospital, the first thing to do is 挂号, register. This literally means to hang a number. In effect, you're given a number. The first question you may be asked is 挂什么号? What kind of number do you want to hang? In other words, what kind of department? Rather than just go to one reception, you might have to first find for example, the pediatric ward first. If you're looking for a doctor who specializes in children's diseases, then you may have to decide whether you want regular treatment or do you want to see a senior specialist. If so, you need to 挂专家号 to see a specialist. Now let's take a closer look at a few of the language points that we came across in today's dialogue. For example, 好在, fortunately. 我昨天丢了钱包，好在后来警察帮我找到了。Yesterday I lost my wallet. Fortunately, a police officer helped me find it later on. 我昨天丢了钱包，好在后来警察帮我找到了。Here's another example. 好在路不算远，明天我再来一趟。Fortunately, it's not very far away. I'll come again tomorrow. 好在路不算远，明天我再来一趟。
今天病人挺多的，不过好在诊室多，要不然不知道得等到什么时候呢。
Here's another language point. 让 This indicates to allow, to let. Sometimes it's used to indicate a request or an order. For example, 是他让我来找你的。She was the one who asked me to come and look for you. 是他让我来找你的。Here's a second example. 门口的服务员不让我进去。The salesperson or the assistant at the door won't let me in. 门口的服务员不让我进去。
带着让我去透视。
那得先交钱才行。走吧，我陪你一块儿去。
Okay, here's a third language point now. 实在 emphasizing really. For example, 下过雨以后，这里的路实在太难走了。After it rains, the roads here are really too difficult to travel. 下过雨以后，这里的路实在太难走了。Here's another example. 这里的东西实在是太便宜了。The things here are really far too cheap. 这里的东西实在是太便宜了。Okay, let's go back to the dialogues and see how they use these language points.
嗓子红了，发炎了，我给你开点药吧。你先吃几天看看，不好的话再打针。
但愿吃了药就好了，我实在害怕打针。
Now let's look at a specific pattern from today's dialogue and do some substitution exercise. 不光，而且 not only, but also. This is the same as another pattern that you might be familiar with. 不但，而且 they mean the same thing. Let me show you an example. 那家饭店不光环境好，而且菜的味道也很正宗。That restaurant, not only does it have a beautiful environment, but also the dishes taste very authentic.
这里的衣服不光款式新颖，而且价格也十分便宜。
这里的衣服不光款式新颖，而且价格也十分便宜。
她不光人长得漂亮，而且也十分聪明。
她不光人长得漂亮，而且也十分聪明。
I hope she gets better. And we, of course, hope to keep receiving your letters and emails with comments and suggestions. You know, we will be selecting some viewers who write to us to come and participate in our review lessons. Okay, we hope to see you next time. 再见。